Yo, it's that time again. We're going to talk about what's coming to Disney Plus for the month of May. And what about Avatar 2 and Ant-Man 3? Are we ever going to see those? Because it's taking forever. Let's unlock Disney. Alright guys, let's talk about what's coming to Disney Plus for the month of May. May has some great stuff coming. Also, real fast, let's talk about what April brought, because Mandalorian Season 3 was bonkers. Wendy and Peter Pan, pretty solid. I actually was kind of questioning why they made it, because how many times can you remake that thing? But, pretty solid. Pretty solid. Alright, let's jump into what's going on for the month of May. Let's kick off the month of May by talking about Star Wars. If you are a Star Wars fan, you're already pumped with all this stuff, because we just got done Mandalorian Season 3, and now they're going to hit us with Season 2 of Visions from Star Wars. Season 1, it's a totally different look. It's pretty creative. I enjoyed it. So we have Vision Season 2 coming. And also from Star Wars, we have the Young Jedi Adventures, which has Yoda in it. And it's more of a kid's show, but anything Star Wars, I love. We have Ed Sheeran come in with kind of like a documentary, kind of look behind the scenes of his touring and stuff. And that's called The Sum of It All. There's a mini series called A Small Light, which we have the trailer for. You have to check it out. It looks amazing. And Muppets Mayhem. Yes, Electric Mayhem is back. The Muppets can do no wrong in my eyes. I love them to death. And finally, American Born Chinese. Now, I know I'm kind of running through all these titles and everything, but I have all the trailers for all this coming up right afterwards. Be sure to check them out. I just wanted to give a quick, overview of everything that's coming. Before we jump into the trailers and all that stuff, let's talk about Ant-Man 3 and Avatar 2. Now, Disney used to do that 45-day window thing where after it was released, you wait like 45 days and then it'd be on Disney Plus. Those days seem to be gone because it's gotten longer and longer with every release. And with Avatar 2, it's been even crazy longer, but also Ant-Man 3 has been really long. Now, I understand waiting on Ant-Man 3. I feel like Disney's like trying to hold out to recoup all the money because it really didn't do as well as they thought it would. I enjoyed it, but man, guys, all my Marvel fans out there, not every movie is going to be Endgame. Like, stop. Not every movie is going to be groundbreaking. But anyway, they're obviously holding off to put that on Disney Plus because they want to recoup that money and probably get it through digital sales, which April 18th it goes on digital release, and Blu-ray is going to be May 16th. So we can see Ant-Man 3, but not on Disney Plus. My guess is probably, I'm guessing end of May. So, hey, we're in that month. That's what we're talking about. So probably end of May, I think it'll be released, but there's no definite date. On to Avatar 2. I think they're holding out to put that on for the complete opposite reason of Ant-Man 3. They're waiting for this because this one's making so much money that they're still making theater money. So again, if I'm going to put a date for Avatar 2, this one's been crazy long, but I feel probably middle May, maybe end of May. But I do feel both Ant-Man 3 and Avatar 2 are going to show up on Disney Plus sometime during the month of May. And if not May, then obviously June, because, June comes after May these days. All right, so I have all of the trailers for everything coming to Disney Plus for the month of May. Let's check them out. We're going to kick it off with a behind-the-scenes look at A Small Light.
Action!
People tend to think that they know history, especially with very famous stories like Anne Frank's story. But with me, you're coming at it from a sideways angle that forces you to see it from a different lens.
Miep Gies was Otto Frank's secretary at the company he started in Amsterdam after he fled Germany. Miep was a young girl in her 20s when he asked her to hide his family.
You need to take your time to think it through.
No, I don't. What do I do?
We wanted to tell the story of the ordinary people who did these extraordinary things.
These incredibly banal issues that come up just in the life of being a young woman are juxtaposed with these really high stakes.
What would you have me do when Mr. Frank asked? Say no!
Ask me.
And I didn't think I had to consult you before deciding to save a person's life.
It was really important for us to make this story feel modern and relevant to sort of wipe the cobwebs off it.
What you've got to remember is that even though these big historical moments were going on, Meep's marriage problems weren't going to wait until the war was over. Experiencing growing from a girl to a woman wasn't going to wait until the war was over.
You know what your problem is? You don't have a sense of humour.
Because what I just said was really funny.
Tony and Joan have really captured that brilliantly, the humanity of the situation.
It's not told through a documentary point of view.
Margot might be older, but I am more emotionally sophisticated.
Anne's story is definitely relevant today because racism and anti-Semitism is still happening in this world. Different formats, but it's still happening.
It just felt like the right story at the right time. To have a story that speaks so profoundly about compassion, the similarities with what it was like to be a young person back then and what it is like to be a young person now.
So you couldn't keep your mouth shut once. I'm the crown princess of not being able to keep her mouth shut.
We shot outside the Frank apartment, and I took that opportunity to just say, let's all just take a minute to recognize the task ahead of us, how we can honor those people who sacrificed themselves.
If we turn away someone we know we can help, we become people we don't recognize, and we don't exist anymore.
It's a great mission of the show to kind of make people look around them and look at their own world differently.
Meep's message was always, I am not special. You can do this as well. Anybody has it within them to do this, to make a difference in someone's life.
Ginger hair, really short. He stutters. That guy doesn't become a pop star. It's so unlikely. You just have to work harder because there's always going to be someone that wants it more than you.
I do have CDs on sale and they do pay for my food.
Club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go.
You have to wait for one person to be like, that's great. And for me, it was Jamal.
The man who helped launch the careers of music's biggest names.
Self-belief.
And then the successes started happening. First time doing an album signing, first time in America, first time selling out a show. The biggest tour of all time, selling 9 million tickets. Everything in my life sort of got so much better when Sherry got into it. I got married, and I'm a dad who has 2 daughters. We reached our peak, and then it just went... Sherry's health. It was really bad. And then suddenly, my best friend Jamal dies. You guys said, do you want to make a documentary? And I went, yeah, and it should be me in the studio, and we'll play the gig. That's not what the documentary is. Loss, it just took over my life. Every time something massive happened, I tend to write a song about it.
Every song reminds me you're gone, and I feel the lump form in my throat, 'cause I'm here alone.
I've never seen him cry on stage.
Just dancing with my eyes closed.
He hasn't had the time to process and be at peace with his thoughts.
Time is moving so slow.
I feel like every moment I'm learning.
Still dancing with my eyes closed.
Life is unpredictable. Plans can change really quickly.
Oh, I keep dancing with my...
And then fireworks, and then kissing, and then Disney.
Action.
We're gonna... Rock on.
Dark forces will be coming.
The gate between Earth and heaven is opening.
The fate of your world hangs in the balance. That was insane.
In the very beginning, Doug and I were living in the middle of this paradise, and we said it would be incredible to save this place. Just save it.
Doug and Chris.
You would see them together, and it was like teenage kids.
He was very charming. I thought, that's the man I was supposed to marry. It was scandalous.
These were the original dirtbag climbers and surfers and skiers who go on to create the outdoor clothing business as we know it.
And then there was the change.
On any scorecard, nature is losing.
They saw nature being destroyed, and if we destroy nature, we destroy ourselves.
The ultimate do-it-yourself approach to saving the Earth. Buying it.
We started to realize it was possible to create a national park with the idea that we would donate it back to the country.
They're going, come on, nobody does that.
I desire to preserve this place. I think that is as strong a bond as any two people can have. And then the worst thing that could happen to me happened.
Douglas Tompkins died Tuesday in an accident in Chile.
I was on my knees. This audacious vision of Doug's, that was like a life raft for me. We need to finish up these parks. It's now or never. It was so unlikely that you could pull that off.
She became more and more fierce.
I asked myself, how can I come this far without you? But then I remembered, you've been here all along. Look, 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 look. Doug would be so happy.
They define an entire way of life.
Look at this incredible wildness as far as you can see.
Before I died, I wanted this life. Something wild.
I know you think I'm crazy.
That's behind those big rocks.
But I feel her. I hear her heartbeat. She's so close.
So what does her heartbeat sound like?
Mighty.
We cannot let you bring your war here.
Outcast. That's all they see.
I see you.
The way of water connects all things. Before your birth and after your death.
This is our home!
I need you with me. And I need you to be strong. Strongheart.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man!
People still need help, Dad. That's why we made this. It's like a satellite for deep space, but quanta.
Wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm. Turn it off. Now! Secret universe beneath ours.
What are you so afraid of?
There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think. I can get you home and give you more time. If you help me, so what's it gonna be, Ant-Man?